the Thai economy has been on a rocky road. It could be an understatement if you actually think about it, because the end of 2013, the fourth quarter, we didn't really see that much growth. And then when the political tension increased, the first quarter of Thailand's economy contracted. So it is a very big situation. So as you can see here, I'm looking to my side because I have an editor with me, Kun Thanong Kantong of the Nation Group and also Now 26. Sawasdee krap.
Sawasdee krap.
Today we're going to have a talk with a special guest on the phone. But before we talk to that guest, what's your point of view with the Thai economy right now?
Yes, I think it's going through a very challenging period because we see a contraction in the first quarter of this year. But then also, the U.S. is also going under difficulties. They have also a contraction by 1% in the first quarter of this year. So the remaining quarters will be quite a big challenge, for Thailand. If we were to stage a recovery of 2.5%, I don't think that this year we're going to achieve a 3% economic growth. I think it's going to be 1.5 or 2% at the most, largely because of the external factors. I don't think that the international economic environment is conducive, to the Thai growth, because we still depend significantly on the export sector. And the export sector, according to many projections, I think they are happy, if we were to have like a 3% growth this year. So it's a dismal growth, overall, and with a combination, of the political instability here in this country and a delay in the disbursement, of the budget. I think so that this will add on, to weigh down, the Thai economic growth, for this year.
It's very interesting, Kun Thanong, because if we didn't have the situation here in Thailand, of course, we would be looking towards the United States and China and the situation outside. What is it going to be like for the second half for the global economy, do you think?
China, a lot of people still very concerned about the credit bubbles over there. So China definitely is going to have a sharp slowdown this year. So whether the adjustment, will be leading to a soft landing or not, we have to see. But then in Europe, the situation remains very, very bad because right now the European Central Bank is considering whether it's going to rely on ultra loose monetary policy in order to help, prop up the economy, whether they're going to resort to quantitative easing, like what the U.S. Fed has been doing or not, is a big question over there.
Okay, well, with me, or us, we have Dr. Somchai Jitsuchon, the Research Director of TDRI, who, well, actually, as the TDRI has been in the press, very optimistic with the Thai economy here. Sawasdee krap.
Sawasdee krap.
Doctor, with the contraction of the first quarter here in the Thai economy, what makes you think that there will be a recovery for the second half of the year?
I wouldn't say there would be a strong recovery in the second quarter. If you look at the number from April, and it shows that economic activity is still stagnant, meaning there's not much activity in the first month of the second quarter. The things might be a little bit different after the coup d'etat because of the coup d'etat, and at least in the short run, the political uncertainty seems to be declining, and then at least from the government sector point of view. Now the disbursement of the 2014 budget has been going on more smoothly than before, and the expectation of the 2015 budget is there. So compared to the before the coup d'etat, so it seems that at least in the short run, people are more, the level of uncertainty is reducing. So that might help a little bit in terms of the sentiment. And some other things like the investment project. The military regime already has planned, has some clearer plan, I would say, some clearer plan on the infrastructure mega project. And it will not be very quick recovery, so because even with those plans, it's still need to face a difficulty in terms of the implementation. Because when you talk about the mega project, it needs time to implement. So I would say that we still have to wait and see.
Dr. Somchai, do you support the military governments to continue to subsidize the cooking gas, trying to hold the diesel price, oil price not more than 30 baht per liter, and also to hold on to the value-added tax at 7%? Do you think this is the right move, and what kind of policy priorities that you would like to see from this military government?
No, as an economist, I would hate to see a subsidy. Any kind of subsidy, basically. So we always have been advocating the freer market. And so in terms of the subsidy, we think that if we can lift it, if we can cancel it, it should be better. But that's from economist point of view. If you add a political aspect, and you would understand that would not be easy to do that. So it's understandable that the military regime decided to continue the subsidy for the gasoline. And for the VAT, well, that is the same thing. Any government would have to raise the value-added tax because it hurts their political popularity very much. So it's understandable, but personally, as an economist, I would like to see the VAT increase to 10% because this is good in the long run.
Okay. Dr. Somchai, there has been a lot of concern among the foreign investors on clarity on the political situation here in Thailand. Would elections help boost confidence?
It depends on the election after one. Because and what happened before election? Because as we know that political conflict that has been dragging for many months has been concerned about whether or not we should do the reform before election. Or something should be done, if something should be done before the election. And it seems to be what the military regime tried to convey to us, that they will do a serious reform before election. But that doesn't really help the uncertainty that much, because people still have to discuss what kind of reform and whether or not they can actually implement it. And so in terms of the uncertainty which can be added is that in terms of the timing. If the timing is not certain, then and also we also know that during this time there will be some resistance which might be growing. So that could add to the uncertainty as well.
Dr. Somchai, the rice issue is very important in this country. The military government is now accelerating the repayment, of the debts, owed to the farmers. But looking forward, what should this new administration, be pursuing? Should it go back to the rice price guarantee scheme, or will continue on this rice pledging scheme? What should be the best, options?
I think there are several options. First of all, they can continue the rice pledging, but reduce the price, and probably reduce the not the 100% rice pledging.
By how much? Reducing the price by how much?
I would like to say like a 10% above market price. That would be appropriate in terms of from academic point of view. And the other option is that they can do things similar to what the Democrat Party did in the past. That is not rice pledging, but is some sort of income guarantee, and the mechanism is different. And even that scheme is also market intervention, but the level of intervention is smaller. And so that is second option. The third option may be going to the market mechanism by promoting the hedging or the risk management about the farming, about the production, about the price. And that would be more market-friendly one. And the government can still subsidy, but subsidy in terms of the premium for the insurance premium, but not subsidy the price directly. That can be the option. The last option which I prefer is that forget about the rice. Just think about the poor people in general, and try to establish some sort of welfare system that helps all the poor people, regardless of whether or not they are rice farmer or not. I think that is the best solution.
Okay, Dr. Somchai, real brief here. Exports has been, for the first 4 months, contracting by almost 1%. What do you think the exports will be like for the second half of this year?
We still have a challenging, challenge in terms of the exporting, because I think that we have entered into some sort of structural problem in terms of the export sector. We are exporting things that in terms of demand is declining. For example, the hard disk drive, and so we need to do some restructure in terms of our export structure. And without doing that, if we don't do that, we might be not only this year, but maybe the next 2 or 3 years, running into the risk of exporting not very high in terms of the process. So I agree with Kun Tanong earlier that we cannot expect much from the export this year, and probably going into the next year as well.
Okay, well, thank you so much, Dr. Somchai, for being with us here this
welcome.
afternoon. สวัสดีค่ะ
สวัสดีครับ
Bye.
There we go. Dr. Somchai Chitsuchon, the research director of TDRI. What are your thoughts on what he had to say?
Yes, I think he just followed the official line, the policy line, because there hasn't been any drastic move, on the part of the military government, to introduce any serious reform on the Thai economy. The military stepped in order to undertake, in order to defuse the political crisis, and we are not sure to what extent the military government, would introduce the political reform. But then on the economic front, we haven't seen any drastic, introduction of strong medicine in order to improve the income distribution or how to look after the poor on that front. We haven't seen yet. I think in the military government they just play by the textbook, the economic textbook. Haven't nothing special or nothing new have been introduced yet.
That is, in a way, good or bad? Let's not comment on that, but we will have to see how the effects of this method of staying by the books will be for the Thai economy in the upcoming weeks. And that wraps up the noon English news for this afternoon. Thank you, Kun Tanong, for being with us. And, of course, you can stay tuned for more English news tonight at Tongweden Khao Kham. But now it's Tongweden Khao Tien Ka. สวัสดีค่ะ
สวัสดีครับ